And unless we look to God, we're in serious trouble. And when this resolution came through, we took a lot of heat around the country on this. But we're Tennessee. So I'm going to read this resolution to you, and while I'm reading it to you, think of the words that are being said and pray for our state and our country. A resolution to seek God's hand of mercy healing Tennessee. Whereas our state and nation suffer from violence committed upon our citizens by our citizens. And whereas our state and nation suffer from violence committed upon our citizens by non-citizens. And whereas acts of violent crime in our schools are unacceptable. And whereas human trafficking is an unacceptable and violent evil in our state, enslaving lives and violating the core values of our Creator-endowed rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas drug addiction overwhelms our families, our government finances, our workforce productivity, as well as our health care and our law enforcement resources. And whereas deadly fentanyl flows uncontrollably across our southern U.S. border, resulting in deaths of Tennesseans. And whereas driving under the influence, drunk driving, results in great pain and injury for Tennessee families. And whereas we have approximately 9,000 children in need of foster care, indicating a brokenness in many Tennessee homes. And whereas evidence of corruption in our federal government stands to impact every Tennessean, and whereas our national and state founders trusted in the omnipotent hand of Providence to guide and bless our land, and whereas over decades these leaders called upon our people to seek out the Creator's favor by issuing proclamations like the one from John Adams on April 15, 1799. This day be observed throughout the United States of America as a day of solemn humiliation, fasting, and prayer, that the citizens on that day abstain as far as may be from their secular occupation and devote the time to the sacred duties of religion in public and in private, that they call to mind our numerous offenses against the Most High God, confess them before Him, and with sincerest penitence implore His pardoning mercy through the great Mediator and Redeemer for our past transgressions, and that through the grace of His Holy Spirit we may be disposed and enabled to yield a more suitable obedience to His righteous requisitions in a time to come, that He would interpose to arrest the purpose of that impiety and lasciviousness in principle and practice, so offensive to Himself, so ruinous to mankind, that He would make us deeply sensible that righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Proverbs 14:34.